Yeah, I gotta work.
Before you went to work.
Why do we gotta see like it's already costing us money?
No. So this is the stuff that I'm talking about.
This is who you married.
Say my name.
Breaking Banquet.
You're goddamn right.
Worried about Iran getting a nuke? You're just playing into the fear, man. Iran probably's had a nuke most of the time we've been alive. Because, like, let me tell you a secret, right? Just because Netanyahu says, oh, this is going to be a good idea, these guys might have nuclear weapons or burr. Remember the whole war in Iraq? Remember that? Remember Saddam Hussein and his nuclear regimen? How's my... I just woke up.
That a no to Costco?
Yeah, I gotta work.
Well, that's why I messaged you before you went to work.
Why would I want to ride to Costco? Why you even need to go to Costco?
Because I need to order a cake for tomorrow.
Why do we gotta order? See, like it's already costing us money. Like this thing,
No. I have the church card.
Okay.
It's costing me the gas. Yes, I know. Wear and tear on the vehicle.
Stuff that doesn't need to happen.
That we don't need a cake.
We don't need a cake. We don't need a graduation party.
God, you're so... Why are you so blasé? See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about.
You could realize I could be a multimillionaire and I still would be this way, right? This is who you married.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not, in the grand scheme of things, me going to buy a cake is not that big of a deal. I shouldn't have a nervous breakdown about it.
I could debate this with you.
Are we going to go the route that nobody at that church needs cake? You got them with hot...
No. You're acting like buying a cake shouldn't be a big deal, but like how many people in this world live paycheck to paycheck and then they bought a cake, they would actually get kicked out their house. You don't live in that world. Like it's a big deal to a lot of people. A lot of people can't afford a luxury item like a cake.
You're not paying for the dang cake.
I know I'm not paying for the cake, but regardless, like you're...
Oh my God.
But you're...
This is not... Cake is not a federal issue. Why are we making a federal issue over a cake?
She's not crying.
Anyway, they don't open till 10, so I can't leave till 9:30. But the good news is that means I'll be riding back through if you want lunch.
Okay.
So see, there is a bright spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
You could even have Dairy Queen today.
Wings keeps them. I don't really eat sweets like that. Kelly keeps emergency. Kelly keeps emergency ice cream though.
You found my emergency ice cream. Don't even play.
Dog Kelly the other day when I went to sleep early, she DoorDashed herself ice cream.
No. I did that while you were working. Thank you very much. Because you wouldn't go to sleep. To be fair though, I was working. I had a ton of stuff to do, and there was one item I needed, and the rest were just add-ons. And I got your chips and stuff. I'm not arguing. This is not Kelly arguing, by the way. You'd know if I was arguing. But no, he was distracted working, so he had his headset on so he couldn't hear the bag rattle. So I went ahead and DoorDashed while he was... But I didn't do it out his account. I did it out of my bank account.
Which, this whole, like, you having a separate bank account, that's just for your, like, auto drafts. It's not, like, separate money. It's all our money.
And to keep Jordy from asking me what I did with that money, he don't want that $1.50 hot dog. He gonna want Dairy Queen or Zaxby's. Probably Dairy Queen.
What happened to Locale? I'm not a part of it anymore. No game audio? Right, there isn't any game audio, is it? Hold on. Like, it went back to default instead of my live gamer. I'm not talking about any of Locale's finances. Any plans for Rambo stream? Those are your favorites? You and every troll in the fucking market. When I get upset and these I work harder. I pretty much don't have a rainbow team right now, so it doesn't matter. Which is fine. Like I need to fall back and just get out of ranked completely and just play quick match. Yeah, I still got you got added, but like the fact he wanted to pull Diamond Skittle into that party, that's a no-no. Wings, you should really talk about locale finances. I can't assign the NDA. I'm not gonna talk about locale finances. That will get me sued. Any plans on Rainbow Stream? You tell you those are your favorite. I eventually probably stream Rainbow again, but like it's, dang. One of my biggest issues with locale or being on locale was like everything was 2v1. Everything was 2v1. It got to the point where I'd ask Keemstar, like, why even bring Boogie in here? He's just going to parrot what you're going to say. This is obviously a conversation between me and you. And I understand that what you're saying goes twice. Thoughts on locale not being able to hit 4K viewers anymore, man? Where's the old podcast at? I could give Keemstar the advice he needs to hear. But I don't want to ruin anybody else's chances of making money because I don't know what their chances are. But like Rastov ain't to play. Rastov is not to play. And it's not me trying to advocate for my spot back. I don't want it back. If you want your numbers to come back, it isn't going to be like put Boogie on the side of the road with a sign saying like he loves gay people, right? What made locale work and what made locale bring numbers was the dynamic where people seen you put in we're seeing Keemstar, not Boogie, Keemstar put in a position where people told him no, right? And the problem is you fill everything around with yes men. When Boogie does stuff like that, it's cool, right? Like it's whatever, you know, that's fun. But you got to create the endearing part of the podcast as well. The endearing part is where where people start to like everybody in the podcast and they get favorites and they want to see you guys' personalities intertwine. Right now, it looks like the three Budweiser frogs going, Budweiser, you know, shit like that. It's like Trump is great. Boogie's like, yeah, Nobel Peace Prize. Trump is great. You know, it's like, and then Rastov's over here like, I don't know. I'm not even from America. Go Trump. You know, that's pretty much what locale is right now, and that's what it can't be, right? If you want the success that comes along with or the prior success, you got to have a little bit of both. That's my advice. Rastov, learn about American politics. Form an opinion. It doesn't have to be devil's advocate, but form an opinion. It needs to be of your own. You don't have to disagree just because I'm telling you disagree. You just got to have a legitimate opinion of your own, whether if you agree with them or not. That's what will help the show. There's no amount of shaving your head or like dyeing your hair a different color or like showing off Desi's haircut that's going to change the fact that's what the show's missing. Yeah, my read up knowledge. Thank you. Damn, Joy, dude, you were playing Gunfight with garbage. That's one of my mods. He wasn't that bad. I played Gunfight with way worse. I think my worst Gunfight partner is what's his name? His name's Thomas, but I don't remember his gamer tag name. The guy who has a little bit of a speech impediment. Oh, like I was just in an ill mood. Like when I first go into Call of Duty, I'm mad. I'm always mad when I first go into Call of Duty. That is not your fault, 672. 672. Rest in peace, 672. I haven't seen that boy in a minute. What's my thoughts on Becky creating our own LCU? I hope she has success. I have no ill will about her. Like stifling creativity doesn't make your light shine any brighter. Like competition is what breeds success. The reason Coca-Cola is as big as it is because of Pepsi. The reason PlayStation is as big as it is because of Microsoft, right? Like you got to have somebody that's pushing the envelope somewhere to create innovation, right? So like Becky created her own LCU could be a success to both of them. They both might work. Both Pepsi and Coke are legitimately have their own fan bases, and they both help each other out. Like you don't be Atari. Atari didn't want competition. Atari wanted market domination, and Atari died because they were unable to compete with competition. You got to innovate. Don't be a Wings of Redemption, which I'm happy with the little life I have. So it is what it is. Like I never understood it for a long time, but I understand it now as I've gotten older. Sometimes you're just happy with what you got. Atari died because of Nintendo, but Atari didn't try to keep up with the Joneses. They wanted to continue sell cheap games and take all profit of the market. Which Atari's still not technically dead. The brand name's out there, but like you can make a good living off 600 viewers. Can we get your official take on Iran or Israel? My official take is if Israel wants to start a war, they should go start a war on their own without America's backup. Right? The fact is that America should not even sniff this war unless we're actually attacked by Iran. If Israel wants to go and start fights, Israel can go start fights on their own and not have all their backup is. Because here's a simple fact, right? The way I look at Israel is like this. Israel is like a little brother that like kills cats in the woods, and it gets mad at America because we won't beat up everybody that calls it fucking strange, right? Israel can stay in its perpetual fucking wars because Netanyahu is a wartime president. Netanyahu is a terrible leader, and America should stay the fuck out of it. But they won't do that because of Jesus. That's my opinion on the Israel-Iran situation. They can't let the Chinese know that how American super soldier wings escapes the Russian gulags on the regular. Yeah.